Be excited. Live your childhood again. We're so innovative. Like, it's just a big, fat billion-dollar gaslight that I and others, I'm a hypocrite, yes, keep paying for. I just finished watching almost 2 hours of raw gameplay for Black Ops 7 Zombies. And to be honest, it's brought up a lot more concerns than it has excitement. Is Black Ops 7 going to deliver as a proper Call of Duty that we actually want to play? Or are we seeing another repeat of Modern Warfare 2 goes to Modern Warfare 3 DLC? Let's talk about it. I tend to be a really positive person, always seeing the glass as half full, and most of the time it is, to be honest. However, as I watch the COD Next for Black Ops 7, both the multiplayer, the zombies, a little bit of the Warzone, I noticed something uniquely different from Black Ops 6. Nobody's really excited about what they're playing. Yes, there's some cool things, there's some fun moments. Even the creators themselves felt a little low on the energy and a little low on the excitement, particularly when you compare it to Black Ops 6. If you look back from Modern Warfare 3 to Black Ops 6, do you remember how crazy hyped everybody was for Black Ops 6 multiplayer, for the return of the maps, for the zombies round-based coming back? There was a genuine excitement across the board on every side. You could see it in the way they played. I remember the first time I played the beta for Black Ops 6, it felt so smooth on the multiplayer, and I was absolutely loving the changes from Modern Warfare 3. Now, as I say that, there's two sides to this coin. The movement and the gunplay looks equally smooth to Black Ops 6. The movement and the gunplay in Zombies looks equally good to Black Ops 6. The new map, Ashes of the Damned, is arguably one of the most beautiful Zombies maps I've seen in terms of environment and feel. I like the two new enemy types, the Ravager and the Ursa Bear. The Ursa. He looks awesome, and it was really cool to watch people actually fight him. He's quite a tank. And so my concern is not that the game is good. I think it is. I think it's going to be a good zombie game overall. Multiplayer, I think, is a different problem altogether. The problem lies not in whether it's good or bad, but as a completely separate game, hence Black Ops 7, not Black Ops 6. Can you even try to make the argument that it is not another DLC disguised as a full game? And that's my biggest concern. You all remember Modern Warfare 2, which I actually really liked Modern Warfare 2. We went from Cold War, which the zombies was great, I didn't really care for the multiplayer, into Modern Warfare 2. I actually liked the slower pace in that, but remember, it also brought DMZ. It also brought a brand new Warzone map and different mechanics. But the change was huge from Cold War into Modern Warfare 2. There lies the excitement. Blizzard, Activision, all that gets bought out by Microsoft, and the Modern Warfare 2 expansion, because there was a 2-year cycle, then becomes Modern Warfare 3 under Microsoft. They sell it as a brand new game, and all they did was change the mechanics to be faster, smoother, more like a Call of Duty arcade feel, which was a good change. And they brought all the maps back from what? Modern Warfare 2, but they called it Modern Warfare 3. And do you remember the reaction to Modern Warfare 3? It was, hey, everything feels smooth, it feels good again, but this is just a DLC. And that left the player base to get that initial hype and then drop down massively. Now, fortunately, we also got Modern Warfare Zombies, which was the big surprise that nobody expected, and I ended up playing that a ton. I still really enjoy playing it with my buddies to this day. So that takes us back to Black Ops 6 and Black Ops 7. I wouldn't argue at all that Black Ops 6 was a fantastic game for zombies. I enjoyed every map. I thought the maps themselves, design was good. They were quite different from one another. The different zombie types, the different boss fights, especially the final map and the final bosses having 2 big bosses at the end, cutscenes, all that were really, really good. But let's look back to the beginning. When Black Ops 6 launched, it had to be the biggest Call of Duty launch, I would probably argue, ever. I don't know the numbers off the top of my head, but everybody was playing it. Everybody was watching it, whether it was multiplayer, whether it was zombies, everybody was running it. The first month of Zombies was freaking awesome. We're finding glitches. We're exploring the map, finding Easter eggs. You had the 2 initial launch maps, was great. Very shortly after, they released the 3rd map, also great. And there was a lot more hype for probably about that first, I would say 2 to 3 months for Black Ops 6 Zombies. This game was rolling, meaning not only were a lot of people making content on it, but people were watching on it, and more importantly, everybody was playing it. My Discord was so active with people playing it for those first 3 months. Then we had a huge gap. I think it was 2 to 3 months before the next map dropped. And in that 2 to 3 months, I had some serious life stuff happen. My brother passed away super suddenly. I was off for a full month of any content, of any games. And when I came back to Zombies, I'm not talking about my channel, I'm talking about Zombies as a whole, everybody had stopped playing it. Everybody stopped caring about it. And that number went from, let's say it's 100%, it's now down to like 20 or 30%. And we're only 3 months into a 1-year life cycle of this game. And from that point, progressively, each new map that came out was really awesome, and nobody cared. Now, I still played through all of them. I beat all of them, really good maps. But I found myself in the same shoes that when the new map came out, I got excited. I'd play it, beat it through a couple times solo, maybe with some buddies, run some Easter eggs, find some Easter eggs. And within a week, even with making content, I was done playing that map. I wasn't interested in playing it anymore. That leads us to where we are now. We're still over a month, almost a month and a half from Black Ops 7's launch, and I have no desire to play Black Ops 6 Zombies, and most of my community feels the same. This all comes back to Black Ops 7 is a paid DLC, which I have no problem with that, but can we please call it a DLC add-on, not a brand new Call of Duty, and hype it up like it's a brand new Call of Duty, which it really isn't. Just like Modern Warfare 3 was not a new Call of Duty. It was just a DLC that fixed most of Modern Warfare 2's big issues. And this ultimately is what really frustrates me. This is a multi-billion-dollar-a-year gaming franchise in Call of Duty that constantly gaslights its most loyal player base. It says, we've got a new game. It's brand new. It's never been done before. By the way, all the maps are returning from former games. By the way, all the weapons we're bringing back from former games. Be excited. Live your childhood again. We're so innovative. Like, it's just a big, fat, billion-dollar gaslight that I and others, I'm a hypocrite, yes, keep paying for. You want to get into skins and Beavis and Butthead and American Dad and Snoop Dogg and Nicki Minaj and WWE? Oh, that's a whole nether mess that is absolutely lowering the overall quality and experience of the game while massively increasing the billions, plural, that they make. And I have no problem with games making billions of dollars. Make billions of dollars, but use those billions of dollars to actually make a better game next time instead of just hitting recycle, repeat, and putting us through the gaslighting Call of Duty cycle that we should be excited about it. Even the hardcore creators, the Stone Mountains, the Z-Laners, so many more people that I really look up to and love their content, I can see the excitement is not there when they're at Call of Duty Next, and I've never seen that before, ever. They're always hyped for the new game, even if it is recycled. I've never seen them less excited they're still enjoying it, especially someone like Stone Mountain. He finds a way to enjoy any game because he just loves gaming, but there's no excitement about a new game coming. He's just out there playing the new game. Now, if you don't believe me that this is just a DLC for Zombies, let's look at some actual facts. Ammo mods. 5 of the ammo mods are returning, and they're giving us 1 new one. Fireworks. Perks. Double check my numbers on this, but I believe 11 of the perks are returning, and they're giving us 1 new one, the Wisp. Let's go to field upgrades. 5 are returning, and they're giving us 1 actually returning field upgrade. Toxic Growth is coming, which is a great field upgrade, don't get me wrong. And it's not that everything needs to be redone, but stop trying to tell me that this is a brand new game that I should be excited about. Whereas in reality, hey, here's a paid DLC expansion that we're going to add this many new maps. We're going to add some more field upgrades, some more ammo mods, some more enemy types. And I actually feel good about that. And they can take the pressure off of trying to, quote, innovate a new game entirely? And what if they actually did just spend 2 years, refine that game down? I mean, actually deal with the cheater problem for multiplayer and for Warzone, like actually do that. Or then in another year from now, when Modern Warfare 4 comes out, they can launch an actual new, fresh game and then DLC that one the second year, refine it down to where it's great. Because I feel like with Call of Duty, it's always that 6-8 month mark that they really get everything tweaked and refined down, where all the games get really smooth. And then they release another one with all the new bugs and all the new problems. And about 8 months later, it starts getting to a good point and they release a new one. They keep trying to force a new game instead of just letting us enjoy the game. I would still pay $60 for the DLC. Now they don't have to feel like they have to release another 50 weapons and another 20 maps and another, all these like new features. Oh, check out this campaign. It's co-op. We've never done anything like this. It's innovative. It's new. It gives you a choice. It puts you in the driver's seat. No, it's going to be another very track-based one-line campaign. Is it going to be fun? Probably. But it's not going to be anything new and innovative. And let's stop trying to pretend that it is with your billion-dollar gaslighting. Okay, I'm done with that. Okay, let's move on. See, what I think Call of Duty has really fallen into is this idea of feature creep, where they're trying to appeal to everyone, thus appealing to no one. Because when you really think about Black Ops 7, let's take multiplayer, what is the big draw to Black Ops 7? Think about it. The biggest draw to Black Ops 7 is you can now jump off of walls. Been there and done that for a few Black Ops before. And all these new weapons, but they really didn't emphasize new weapons. They mainly talked about all these classic weapons coming back. They just hit recycle again. Yeah, there'll be a couple new weapons, but they're mainly just bringing the old weapons back. And then the really big changes are like, look what we added. You can now send your friends a share weapon code, which is cool, but let's be honest, Call of Duty, you have 70 attachments and we all use the same 6 on every build. This really comes down to business practices. Call of Duty as a whole, and we can use Treyarch, we can use Activision, you can fill in the name, because they're constantly pressured for annual releases, this greatly impacts the development time and the quality. And much more than just the development time and the quality, it impacts the creativity that they can use. When Modern Warfare 2019 came out, back in what? You guessed it, 2019, that was the first large-scale Call of Duty remake. It wasn't just a remaster. They actually took the old game and they brought back the missions and things like that, but they completely redid the game. And it was fantastic. It was exciting, in big part because it was Modern Warfare, which was honestly probably my favorite Call of Duty of all time. Unfortunately, since that point of Modern Warfare 2019, I would argue that just about every Call of Duty from that point on, maybe minus Cold War, but you could argue that, is just a lazy remake producing the same maps over and over again, the same characters over and over again, a similar storyline with a slight twist over and over again, the same guns over and over again. And it's just getting really tiring that every game is now what feels like more of a remake. I understand that Black Ops 6 is not a remake. Like, I get it. The zombies maps were really good, but you still look, a lot of the maps were repeats from the past. A lot of the guns were repeats from the past. Now, the Omni movement, great addition. I think it's fantastic for both zombies and for Call of Duty multiplayer. Black Ops 6 did have a little bit of that new feeling. Black Ops 7 has none of that new feeling. It's a DLC that makes some subtle adjustments of Black Ops 6. And when I think about going and leveling up another 40 weapons, the only thing I feel inside is dread, like, oh man, I hope there's a good glitch in zombies that I can get all these weapons leveled up like super fast AFK or something. I have no desire to go grind another 40 weapons. And then you jump to Warzone, which we won't talk about much today. Warzone is relaunching. Yes, they did a new Resurgence map. That's awesome. But they're launching with Verdansk still. Verdansk coming back this year has been great. It's still my favorite large map. but it feels so lazy to not launch a new map with the new game, which is actually just a DLC, once again proving my point. In spring, I know the new big map is coming, I get that, but that's a really long ways away, and if you're talking Warzone, there's going to be about a 3-month period once you get over the hype of the new Resurgence map. There's going to be 3 to 4 months where the player base on Warzone is going to go to almost nothing. Then the big map will launch again in the spring of 26. You'll get another boost of players, probably for about 2 to 3 weeks would be my guess. And then it's going to tank again. There'll still be people playing it, but it's just this idea of feature creep and trying to appeal to everyone. I do think that Black Ops 7 Zombies is going to be a great game, but Black Ops 6 hype lasted about 3 months with the first 2 Zombies maps, and then the third one that was released on like kind of the DLC expansion, you know, over time. I would not be surprised at all if Black Ops 7 Zombies only gets a single month of hype, intense play, and viewership for content. The other 11 months that we wait for Modern Warfare 4, I think is going to be a sharp drop down after a month, and then a slower decline from that point. And then every time a map comes out, it'll pop up for about a week, maybe 4 days, and then go back down. Whenever I complain about something, I feel the responsibility that I should also be offering potential solutions. I don't have it all figured out, but here's what I think Black Ops 7 Zombies could do very well. And there's been rumors of this happening, although from the launch, it really doesn't look like it. Let's go back to Cold War Zombies. Cold War did something I think that was really smart, that Black Ops 6 has missed, and that Black Ops 7, at least so far, we'll see if it changes, is missing. They released their typical round-based maps and appealed to their core OG Zombies players, which is a big number of people. But then they also started releasing relatively early on, I think it was Season 2 of Cold War, the Outlast maps. These were much bigger, really open world, but kind of miniaturized, but open world maps that you could just explore. You could still follow Easter eggs, you could still fight bosses, you could still progress, but it had a different flow, much more relaxed. You could just play, talk with your friends, grab some chips mid-match. You don't feel like you're sweating all the time once you're getting up into around 80, 90, etc., all that craziness. And that gave a really good option for players just kind of go and play or level up your weapons, or you could go sweat hard in round-based and try to get to round 999, etc. Black Ops 6 only offered round-based. Black Ops 7 talks about Ashes of the Damned being a huge map, which it is, and it looks to be a great map that I think I will very much enjoy. But with the new truck mechanic where you can drive from place to place, you seem much more just to be driving from POI to POI, almost on like a highway, that it's not actually a bigger map with a lot of interesting stuff. It's more like a large map with 4 or 5 points of interest, and then some roads that you drive on to get to those points of interest, or some jump pads that you hit to get to those points of interest. Now, that's not in itself a problem, but it's not at all offering something different to the more casual people that just want to grab 3 buddies, shoot some zombies, and advance the round when they feel like it. Now, Black Ops 7 is adding survival. As you're starting with a pistol, you're getting wall buys. It's kind of more back to classic zombies like Black Ops 2, where you go all the way back to World at War. That I'm very excited about for each map. And there's also another mode called Cursed. Well, once you've beaten the main Easter egg storyline quest, you can then open up this Cursed mode, which is significantly harder. And while you do get more powerful, there's all these relics you can find and collect. That's appealing to the very hardcore Zombies players. And I like that balance of having both, but we're missing something that's a little more open world. I'm not saying it has to be Modern Warfare Zombies, although I'd love that, but that's not going to happen. Maybe Modern Warfare 4 will bring something like that. Probably not, but a man can hope and dream. Your options are round-based or round-based extra hard. And that's going to cause the player base and the viewership base, which is important for a game. You want people to be watching your game and stay engaged, because then that keeps them coming back to play the game. It's going to keep it sinking quickly. Again, I predict probably after about a month. So in conclusion, this doesn't mean that Black Ops 7 Zombies is a bad game. I think it's going to be a good zombies game that I will enjoy. However, with Battlefield 6 coming out, with Battlefield 6 launching its own battle royale that I think is going to take a big poop all over Warzone, honestly. And I love Warzone, but Warzone is in a bad place right now, and Battlefield 6 has a chance to take it unless they really tank it like they've also unfortunately done in the past. And then you also have games like Delta Force Operations, an extraction shooter that I've been loving. Arc Raiders is coming out at the end of October, just before Call of Duty releases. There's a lot of interesting games that seem to have really put time into innovation, into changing how things are done, into simplifying, into finding what actually makes these old games that we love and still talk about good, and can we bring those back? Versus Call of Duty has been in this annual cycle of just, let me feed you enough for you to stop complaining, or live on the nostalgia and the emotion of past games by literally just remaking games over and over and over again, and re-bringing out guns over and over again, and re-releasing zombies maps again. You know, this kind of stuff that just keeps you coming, and then we'll just feed you a Beavis and Butthead in between, and Cheech and Chong, and all these other skins like Nicki Minaj and Snoop Dogg. And yes, they're making billions. As a business, it's freaking genius. But as someone who actually loves these games, the games are getting less and less interesting quickly. And I'm not saying that gaming is becoming less interesting. I love gaming. I've been playing a ton of Delta Force. I played a ton of Borderlands 4. But Call of Duty is becoming more and more tiresome. And I've never felt more tired or unexcited about a new Call of Duty releasing than I have for Black Ops 7. So those are my thoughts. I need to know, what are you thinking? Does this make any sense? Do you agree? Do you completely disagree? If you do agree or don't agree, why? What do you have a problem with what I'm saying? Or if you do agree, what about what I'm saying do you agree with? Let me know. I'm excited to hear from you guys. And I'll be playing Black Ops 7 Zombies a lot, and I think I'm going to enjoy it. I just hope I'm not burnt out of Black Ops 7 Zombies a month after it releases. Please do something creative. I'll see you on the next one.